This week's AEW Dynamite featured an incredible main event between Bryan Danielson and Daniel Garcia. We also had Jade Cargill putting the TBS title on the line for the first time on TBS, I believe, at the debut of another former WWE superstar, and a confrontation between Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston, as well as a promo from MJF, which really was brilliant. So let's get straight into it with a tag team battle royale. Alex Reynolds was the first person eliminated by the Blades. Reynolds' partner John Silver then came from behind to eliminate the Blade. Santana and Ortiz eliminated the Gun Club, as both members of Private Party were eliminated right in front of Matt Hardy. We saw more erratic behaviour as he walked out again. Young Bucks then eliminated Ortiz as FTR eliminated Nick. Left in the ring were FTR, John Silver, Santana and Kyle O'Reilly. Blanchard tried to help Kyle Schroeder eliminate John Silver by pushing him over, but this backfired and Silver eliminated Wheeler. Santana and Trent came to face in the middle of the ring as they traded right hands. Santana went for a discus lariat, but Trent caught him with a half suplex. The former hit back with a discus lariat. Both men then brawled on the apron and were eliminated by Matt, Carl. The last four were O'Reilly, Harwood, Jackson and Silver. Bobby Fish, who was already eliminated, came out and helped O'Reilly eliminate Harwood. John Silver then hit a double suplex on Matt Jackson and Kyle O'Reilly. Jackson then eliminated Silver and O'Reilly, but I am blindsided Matt and eliminated him, and meaning Redragon got the victory. The Young Bucks and Redragon came out to blows after the match. Hangman Page music hit and the AEW World Champion took both Fish and O'Reilly out after he was attacked by them last week. Adam Cole came out and the champ brushed him aside on Dynamite 2. This was a fun little match, and tying two storylines together as well. Enjoyed it, 7 out of 10. We were then backstage on Dynamite as Danielson aggressed Garcia. Danielson had a message saying that Garcia would be a lot better training with him than 2.0. Danielson also said that he promised to address Moxley after what happened last week. MJF was then out in the ring. He looked more emotional than usual. He said that at one point in his life he only got out of bed thanks to pro wrestling. MJF added that a kid with learning disabilities, he would only be good at football, and at one point he managed to get into the football team, and just when he thought he belonged, he was mistreated. MJF claimed despite this, the day he got to meet his hero CM Punk, when he got to home, he decided he would become just like his hero Punk. Fast forward to 2013, despite having offers for football scholarships, he still wants to be a pro wrestler like Punk. MJF added that in January 2014, Punk left both him and the fans. The Salt of the Earth said that he then put his dreams on the back burner and went to college. Then after seeing a photo of Punk and Danielson, he became inspired to become the best in the world. MJF added that no matter what Punk did to him in the dog collar match, he would not quit. CM Punk then came down to the ring to face off against MJF, who walked to the back. This was just brilliant, and another side of MJF's character, he's just so good, it's ridiculous. Absolutely love this, just brilliant pro wrestling stuff. 2.0 were backstage with Garcia. All three men were upset at what Danielson had said earlier in the night, and Garcia said he didn't need less than violence before he got House of Black versus Pac and Penta. And Pac, with an early 450 splash to Malachi Black, got on the earful. Penta then tagged him, and Pac and Penta worked over Black, who tagged in to Brody King, and of course he had a massive size advantage, hitting a senton before booting him in the head with club strikes. Back from the break, King was still all over Pac. He then sent both Penta and Pac crashing out to ringside before hitting a top rope Sealer. He then rolled Pac back into the ring. Malachi Black took him out with Meteora. Brody then tagged back in. Black ended up catching his own tag team partner with a knee. Black went to hit the knee, but it looked like he ended up swallowing it. This turned out to be the end of the match, and he was pinned. But the main stuff was asked in the match. A frustrated and angry Black retrieved Penta's shovel from ringside and went to hit him with the throat. The light then went out and came in Buddy Matthews. For a second it looked like he would attack Black, but Matthews went right after Pac and Penta. He assaulted Penta as Brody King took out security. Buddy Matthews drove Penta face first into the chair in the middle of the ring, and that was the end of the segment. Really interesting. Didn't see this happening personally. I thought Buddy Matthews wouldn't go in House of Black, but definitely creates an interesting dynamic. Match was okay, but of course storyline overshadowed it. This was really good, 7 out of 10. Eddie Kingston was as short-tempered as ever as he made his day down to the ring. I'm not a fan of the security. Chris Jericho replied he wants to talk like men and not a commonly street thug like Kingston. Kingston replied that he was a sports entertainer and wanted to fight. He said he didn't want to be in this segment and would rather see some wrestling. Jericho said that when he heard everyone in the back excited that Kingston was coming to AEW, he had never heard of him and mistook him for Eddie Edwards. Jericho added that Kingston looked like a jobber. He said he wasn't impressed by Kingston match and promo with Cody Rhodes. Jericho then took a shot at Kingston, saying he'd signed with AEW and finally made it at 38. He then accused Kingston of being jealous of him because he made it at the age of 22 and was already main eventing by 38. Kingston replied that he was already going to be himself and held down during the career. He had said no to promoters. Kingston said that unlike some, he wanted to do his own things, and he challenged Jericho to a match at Revolution. Jericho then took shots at Kingston finally, saying both his uncle and father were failures. He said that Kingston's problem was that he couldn't win the big one. Kingston then told Jericho to bring the best version of himself, the one that Triple H hated, and the one that won the first AEW World title. Yeah, good promo stuff, this one. Enjoyed it, and yeah, it should be a decent match at Revolution. Hopefully that's done, because I'm not massive into storylines, but just one and done, that'll be okay. That was Ricky Starks versus Ten in a qualifying match. A strong start from Starks as he took him down with a shoulder tackle. Starks then may have waited a little too long celebrating, with Ten pounding him in the corner. Starks hit back, attacking Ten's shoulder area. The latter were a couple of shots to the midsection before Starks hit a stomp off the middle rope. He then hit an elbow across the back of the head. Ten sent Starks crashing out to ringside. Back in the ring, he locked in a full Nelson, but Starks tore his mask to break free and took advantage. Starks quickly hit back with a steer to pick up the victory. Yeah, I'll give it 6 out of 10. Comfortable win for Ricky Starks, and yeah, looking forward to seeing him in the match. Before we got Jade Cargill versus the Bunny for the TBS title, actually on TBS. The Bunny spent the first part of the match avoiding the champion's offense. She fell an offense and sent Cargill crashing out the ring, hitting a Russian leg sleeve into the barricade. More erratic behaviour from Matt Hardy as he walked down into the ring, got in Mark Sterling's face. Back in the ring, the Bunny hit Cargill with a dropkick, sending her crashing headfirst into the turnbuckle. The Bunny attempted a crossbody, but Jade Cargill caught her in midair and hit a follow-away slam. Cargill then went for a punk kick, but the Bunny avoided the offense. Jade Cargill then hit back with a running elbow in the corner. Matt Hardy had the ref distracted before sending the brass knucks into the ring for the Bunny to use. Mark Sterling tossed the TBS Championship. Both Hardy and Sterling got ejected. The Bunny then hit a couple of strikes and went to send Cargill down before the rabbit hole before she got reversed it into a Jade to pick up the win. Cargill took the mic and asked who's next. It turned out to be Ty Conti, who came to challenge her. She ran down to the ring and got in Cargill's face. The Bunny attacked Tay Conti. Conti laid out the Bunny, but Cargill used distraction to take her out with a punk kick. Yeah, I'll give this a 6 out of 10. For a television title match, it was okay. Definitely didn't steal the show, but it wasn't terrible at all. Next up was Danielson against Garcia. Danielson and Garcia locked up as the match began, with Danielson forcing Garcia back into the ropes and following up with a series of stiff uppercuts. Garcia then hit back with a series of chops of his own, but Danielson took him down with a butterfly suplex before he transitioned into another bell lock. But Gazara eventually hit the bottom rope and then hit back with a chop block and went to work on Danielson's leg. Both men counter submission holds before Danielson laid into Garcia with chops and kicks. The latter drove the American Dragon's knee into the ring post before getting back in the ring and hitting some nasty shots across the chest. Danielson ended up on the apron, but he would suplex Garcia out the floor with a running knee strike. He then rolled Garcia back into the ring and headed to the top rope, hitting a shotgun drop kick. Both men traded strikes in the middle of the ring. Danielson got the better of the exchange. He locked in cattle mutilation, but Garcia broke out and locked an ankle lock of his own. Both men traded strikes, locking each other with palm strikes. Danielson then rained boots on Garcia before locking in the triangle sleeper to pick up the win. Danielson took the mic after the match, saying he was impressed with Garcia. He then jumped by 2.0 and Moxie's music hit. Moxie charged into the ring quickly. Garcia was going to smash Mox with a steel chair, but Danielson snatched it from him. Moxie then hit Garcia with a paradigm shift. Danielson then echoed Moxie's words about bleeding together, but told John Moxley not to be surprised if he was only bleeding that night after he challenged him to a match at Revolution. Yeah, this was 8 out of 10 from me. Brilliant match, brilliant storyline. Yeah, just super good this. Overall this week, AEW Dynamite gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, another really brilliant episode of Dynamite. The main event was great, and MJF bit was great. Just lots of great bits in there. Some bits that weren't as good as others, but that's of course to be expected over a 2-hour weekly television show. But on the whole, another really solid and good episode of AEW Dynamite. But anyway guys, that's it for you. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, don't forget to comment down below. Thanks very much for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to the channel on screen, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace!